now, please give a warm welcome to the very funny Andy McDonald!
Good evening, friends. Hello. I am Andy McDonald. I'm getting my life together, everybody. I am officially 2.5 years sober now. That's neat. Thank you. Yeah, it's weird doing comedy because, like, I'm just constantly surrounded by alcohol. And, yeah. I was at a show once, and after a show, a guy came up and was like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" And I was like, "No, I quit. You know, it's not a big deal, whatever." And his response to me was, "You must have been really bad at drinking if you had to quit." Yeah, like, I love doing that, because, like, some people laugh, and they get it. They've seen some shit. Everyone else is just like, "Yeah, of course he was bad at drinking." But my response was, "Excuse me, sir, I was the LeBron James of plastic bottle vodka. If I was so bad at drinking, how come I want a trip to rehab?" Yeah. I went to rehab, or, you know, as professional drinkers call it, early retirement. And I used to drink because, like, I don't really feel like I fit in anywhere. I always kind of just feel like I'm the odd man out, the nerd or whatever. When I checked into rehab, I was the only person there who was there for alcohol treatment. Everyone there was there for cool kid drugs like cocaine and ecstasy and Molly and Skrillex, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. So I check in, I'm like, "I'm Andy, I'm an alcoholic." And everyone just goes, "Alcohol? You mean that shit my grandpa used to smell like all the time?" Get addicted to a real drug, nerd. I was the Dungeons and Dragons player of Rock Bottom. They bullied me there. They gave me wet willies. A rehab wet willy, it's a lot like a regular wet willy, but instead of taking spit and going like, boop, like that, they take withdrawal sweat and shove it right in your ear. Yeah. I got them back though. I got them back because I replaced all their lithium with Tic Tacs. They couldn't walk in a straight line, but they had fresh breath. It was awesome. Made a big mistake while I was there though. I told my therapist that I have a dream of being a stand-up comic one day. And her response was, "Write 10 minutes of material and perform it in front of the patients." Yeah, holy shit, tough crowd, am I right? Yeah. I was like, "I'm not gonna do this, I'm still withdrawing." And I was fucking lazy. I was like, "You want 10 minutes of material? Okay." And I just read the screenplay to Caddyshack for 10 minutes. Best set I've ever had, everybody. I also test video games for a living. That's a thing I do. Thank you, I appreciate the sentiment, but I just want to burn that office to the ground. When I tell people that, everyone thinks it's like this magical cave where, like, Bill Gates rides around on a unicorn throwing zooms at everybody or some shit like that. When really, I just sit around and play, like, just broken, unfinished, shitty versions of all the games you guys get to play. Like, I get to play, like, the version of Street Fighter where there's only one fighter, it's Ryu, and all he does is just read Walt Whitman poems and fall asleep on a sidewalk. That's it. Or like Mario, but he can't jump or move left or right, and he's, like, allergic to mushrooms. That's it. And this job will fucking break you guys. I'm in the middle of crunch right now. I actually have to drive back to Portland tonight. I'm from Portland to go back to work tomorrow because the game's about to come out. We work 12 hours a day. This is how much it'll break you. I worked 12 hours playing video games. And I got home and I was like, I have some spare time. Guess I'll play some more video games. Like a fucking kid who, like, his dad caught him smoking cigarettes, so the dad makes him smoke the whole pack and then goes, "Did you learn a lesson, son?" He's like, "Yeah, I learned that cigarettes are fucking awesome. Thanks, Dad." Like, I played Call of Duty for 8 hours, just splayed out on my couch like the saddest Roman emperor you'll ever see. For those who don't know what Call of Duty is, it's a first-person shooter that teaches Americans that shooting brown people and Europeans is just fucking tight, bro. Like, every year I buy Call of Duty with the same way an alcoholic will, like, just, like, pace in front of the liquor store on the verge of relapse. I'm like, Call of Duty is just Michael Bay filming a bunch of young Republicans with M16s jerking off onto a Norman Rockwell painting that's covered in Mountain Dew logos. But no. And then taking that video and putting it inside an Xbox, blowing the Xbox up, and then taking the ashes and putting it in a blender with Slim Jim and Jägermeister in it. And then like feeding that to a bald eagle and having it vomit onto an American flag that a Minuteman is holding while he stands on the border between Texas and Mexico. What I'm saying is pretty great, you guys. But like I go like, and then like I sit there at the Amazon page. I'm like, I can't do this. It's been a year. I've been clean a year. I can't fucking do this. Holy shit. Kevin Spacey's in this new one. Day one pre-order, and then I go and pre-order the Mountain Dew Code Red Baja Blast Doritos Los Tacos edition, whatever the fuck it is. I heard this year it comes with a copy of the Geneva Convention that you can use as rolling papers. It's terrible. Like last year, Call of Duty came out with a pair of night vision goggles. Yeah, for all those tactical adventures that Call of Duty players are so want to go on all the time. Like, I don't know, fucking Boner Lord 69 and Weed Guy 420 aren't gonna see those goggles and then just strap them on and go rescue some journalists trapped in Syria. No. They're gonna use those so they don't trip on their pizza boxes when they're walking to the bathroom at 3 in the morning. But if they really want to tap their target demographic, it should come with like a giant sheet of beef jerky with the Constitution printed on it or something like that. I test video games for a living, and I fucking hate it. I don't like anything, because here's proof. I lived in Hawaii for 5 years, and I see, again, I appreciate the sentiment, but I want to burn that place to the ground too. Look at me, this does not belong in the sun. This belongs in a cave in the Scottish Highlands or something. And look, I tell people that, and they're like, Hawaii's a magical place, it's beautiful. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a magical, beautiful place that's just made entirely out of methamphetamine. I call Hawaii like Fresno, California with palm trees. That's it. It's where dreams just kind of go to hang 10 and then die. Yeah. The only thing they like more than their methamphetamine, though, is this wonderful thing called macaroni salad. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's just a bunch of fucking macaroni noodles and some mayonnaise and irony? I don't know. That's not a salad. That's the reason I look like a fat Mumford & Son right now. And also, it makes the most horrifying sound you'll ever hear in your entire life if you stir it. Yeah. You guys are imagining it. It sounds like 2 elderly women scissoring in a kiddie pool full of tapioca pudding and ball bearings. If you ever need to get some like information out of me, don't waterboard me, just macaroni board me. Just start stirring that shit and I'll crack immediately. I'll just be like, yes, I still cry every single time I see the ending of Braveheart. Please stop doing that. That's been my time. Thank you guys.